Hi folks, let's learn about contractions with the verb to be for the future. So what is a contraction? A contraction is where you've got two words and you sort of blend them together. And by blending, I mean the sounds are sort of squished together, and also there's normally an apostrophe which looks like an upside down comma but at the top. An example will be I will, and the contraction will be I'll. Why do people use contractions? Well, just to speak a little bit faster. I is a very common word, will is also a very common word, and we use them a lot. So it makes sense from an economic point of view to use contractions. Again, it's not considered formal English to use contractions, but certainly people use them every day. This lesson is for beginner students. I'm sure most intermediate students have already learned how to make contractions for the future with the verb to be. So let's start. I will, I'll. You will, you will. So as you can see, you're going to have this ill sound at the end of the words. He will, he'll. She will, she'll. It will, it'll. You will, you'll. We will, we'll. They will, they'll. Very easy. So you can see with the contractions, literally they don't change. It's just going to be the pronoun with an apostrophe and then the letters LL. Very easy. Now let's look at the negative contraction. The negative contraction of the future is more complicated. Why? Because there are two forms. Now, the two forms don't change the meaning of the sense of the sentence. Everything still remains the same. It's just there are two ways that you can pronounce it. You can choose whichever one you want. So let's look at the future for the negative. So I will not. You can put the pronoun I with the apostrophe and LL and then just the word not. So I'll not, you'll not, he'll not, she'll not, it'll not, you'll not, we'll not, and they'll not. So that's a perfectly legitimate way to form the negative future, but you can also form it this way. And the second way, you put the pronoun at the beginning, then you have the verb will not, but it changes into won't. So I will not, I won't. You will not, you won't. He will not, he won't. She will not, she won't. It will not, it won't. You will not, you won't. We will not, we won't. They will not, they won't. All in all, students, contractions are very useful. You should learn them, especially if you are a beginner. English speakers may talk very quickly, and if you don't understand that they're actually forming the pronoun and the verb to be together, then you will be left behind in the conversation if you do not grasp that at the beginning of a sentence. Please, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and share with your friends. Also, why don't you use some of the grammar that you learned in this lesson and leave us some comments below.